Hello everyone, it's me from the Facts Hub HQ channel, and today we're going to tell you the incredible story of a rocket that was built in a basement. Are you ready? Here we go. In 1966, a teenage boy named Gerald Bull built a rocket in his parents' basement in New Jersey. The rocket was made out of household items and scrap metal. It stood 28 feet tall and weighed over 3,000 pounds. On May 1966, Gerald launched his rocket. It reached an altitude of 65 miles, which is almost to space. This made Gerald the youngest person and first teenager ever to reach such a height with a homemade rocket. So how did this kid build a rocket in his basement? How did he launch it? And what happened after it reached almost space? Let's find out. When Gerald was just 12 years old, he became fascinated by rockets. He built model rockets and launched them from his backyard, but he wanted to do more. He wanted to build a real rocket. Gerald lived in a two-story house with his parents and 3 siblings. His father was a chemical engineer and his mother was a homemaker. The family had a large basement that was perfect for building rockets. Gerald spent many hours down there working on his dream. He used tools that his father had left behind from his days as an engineer. He also used materials that he found around the house. For example, he used the metal frame from his bed to make the rocket's body. He used old water heater tanks to make the rocket's engine. And he used his mother's washing machine hoses to make the rocket's fuel lines. Building a rocket is not easy. It takes a lot of time, effort, and dedication. But Gerald was determined to make his dream come true. He studied books about rocket science, and he learned everything he could about engines, combustion, and aerodynamics. He designed his rocket in such a way that it would be easy to assemble and launch. He also designed it so that it could be recovered after launch using a parachute. After 2 years of hard work, Gerald's rocket was finally ready. It was a single-stage rocket made out of 2 main parts, the upper stage and the lower stage. The upper stage was the part that would take Gerald into space. It was powered by a simple but powerful engine made out of an old lawnmower motor and some plumbing parts. The lower stage was the part that would get Gerald's rocket off the ground. It was powered by a more powerful engine made out of 2 water heater tanks and some air conditioning parts. Both stages were connected by a thin metal tube that acted like a chimney. The rocket's fuel was stored in the basement of Gerald's house. It was made out of a mixture of water and alcohol. The fuel was pumped into the rocket through the chimney using a simple hand pump. Now let's talk about how Gerald launched his rocket. He didn't have a lot of money, so he couldn't afford to buy a launch pad or hire a team of engineers. But he didn't let that stop him. He launched his rocket from his own backyard. He simply dug a hole in the ground, put the rocket in it, and lit the engine. The engine roared to life and shot Gerald's rocket into the sky. It went straight up like a missile. Gerald had done it. He had built a rocket in his basement and launched it successfully. But he had a problem. He didn't know how to control it. The rocket kept going higher and higher. Gerald's heart raced as he watched his creation soar above him. He had no idea where it would end up. Luckily, the rocket's engine failed at some point, and it started to fall back to Earth. Gerald ran to his backyard and saw the rocket landing in a field nearby. He had recovered his rocket, and it was time to celebrate. Gerald had made history. He was the youngest person and first teenager ever to reach such a height with a homemade rocket. His story inspired many other kids to follow their dreams and pursue their passions. But what happened to Gerald after that? Did he continue building rockets? Well, yes he did. After his first successful launch, Gerald became a local celebrity. People from all over the country contacted him, asking for autographs and photos. He appeared on TV shows and newspapers, wrote stories about him, but Gerald remained humble and kept doing what he loved. He built more rockets in his basement and launched them from his backyard. He also joined a group of amateur rocketeers who shared his passion. He learned from them and improved his skills. As you can see, Gerald's story is truly inspiring. It shows that with determination and hard work, anything is possible. Never let anyone tell you that you're too young or too old to pursue your dreams. You're never too young or too old to learn something new or achieve something great. Just ask Gerald Bull, the boy who built a rocket in his basement and almost reached space. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button below the video. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.